Welcome to today's class, where we were learning about how the animal soul tries to cover up our reality, but inside us is the essence of the godly soul. In today's class, we're going to actually be studying about how we sometimes make choices for the animal soul versus the godly soul. Now, how do we do this? One of the most important things, how do we change that? Because let's be realistically, many times we go eat food, we always say, I want this, I want that. Sometimes I choose the Phantom of the Opera tickets versus going to a Shabbos dinner. Why is it that it's so easy for us not to do what God wants? And the answer is because you follow your emotions versus following your intellect. You see, the godly soul lives up here, thinking. The animal soul, as we learned in chapter 1, lives totally in the heart. You know how the world always goes and says, follow your heart. Big mistake. Because how many brain cells are in the heart? Oh, I have such a crush on this guy. I love this guy. I love this woman. I can't live without. And the girl goes and says, Mommy, I need this dress. I can't live without it. Oh my gosh, I can't. You're going with your heart. Totally going with your heart. You ever notice when you buy your daughter that? Or even when you needed that new phone, I need it. And you went out of your way and you spent $1,600 because you needed the best of the best. 2 days later, who cares? The girl, she wore the dress, it's on the floor somewhere in a closet. Why? Because we don't work on our heart. And the animal runs wild. Do you know what the worst thing that a salesman or saleswoman wants to hear when you're shopping? When you're shopping, you go like this, oh, it looks good on me. Oh, it looks good. What do you need it for? I need it for an upcoming bat mitzvah, a wedding. Oh, you will look stunning in this. Very, very good, etc., etc. There's one question that they don't want you ever asking. Can I justify spending $3,000 for this if I'm only going to wear it once? They don't want you thinking. Or if you see a purse, or if a guy sees a gadget, the last thing they want you to ask is, why do I need it? Because the moment you intellectualize, you're going to say, I really don't need it. There goes the sale. Intellect can take over your emotions. But you have to work on that. Just like when a person gets angry and he has anger issues, the only way he can overcome his anger issues is if he thinks through the situation, and he thinks it through when he's not angry, and he role plays beforehand, all of a sudden he recognizes, I didn't have to do it that way. I could have done it a different way. And that's how you're able to use your wisdom, that you now understand what you don't like, and you can use that knowledge to bring into a whole new action. But when the action goes by itself, when all of a sudden you start screaming, they say, you were wild like a bull. You were angry like an animal. You ate like a pig. Why? It's all the heart. It's an animal. The difference between an animal and a human is the ability to choose, the ability to work on and overcome the animals. How is the godly soul ever able to go and work on the animal soul? This is one of the biggest aha parts of the chapter that I hope you're all going to love. Let's look into it. Heart and mind. What is the difference between a child and an adult? What does maturity mean? How does a child become an adult? Take a lollipop away from a young child and you'll probably make him very angry. Children are upset by small problems and excited by small rewards. You ask a kid, you want 10 shiny pennies or $100 bill? They'll take the 10 shiny pennies. Of course, adults are different. A trip to a candy store may be the greatest pleasure for a young child, but will hardly have the same effect on an adult. The reason is, such a big difference is because the emotions are created by the values in our mind. Children value small, relatively unimportant things, and will therefore react strongly to petty issues. As the child matures, they learn to value more important things, and as a result, have more refined emotions. They'll not become worked up by small issues. So you took my lollipop away, who cares? And it'll take a more meaningful event to get them excited. The process of growing up is the process of learning to value more significant things and to place less value on trivial things. Let's go up to the next paragraph. Understanding this concept is important to understanding how to work on emotions with long-lasting effect. Rather than tackling the emotions directly, focus on the perspective or thought that are supporting it. What is supporting your anger? If you think about it, you can take it away. Every negative or immature emotion is rooted in a negative or immature perspective. Therefore, when you change what you value, the negative emotion will naturally fall away, and positive emotions will develop in its place. Being controlled by emotions or being controlled by intellect is really the difference between an animal and a human. Animals are controlled primarily by their natural instincts and how they feel, whereas humans make a logical decision to override their natural desires and instincts. So if you choose to go after your passion of, let's say, Phantom of the Opera over Shabbos, that is because you intellectually value Phantom of the Opera over Shabbos. So you're going with your animal soul now. But if you valued Shabbos, for example, I'm a diehard Yankee fan. You know how many times the Yankees played World Series on a Friday night? On a Shabbos day? I didn't know the score. World Series could have ended or won by the Yankees. I never would have seen it. Why? Because I actually value Shabbos more than I value a Yankee game. So you're going to say, Rabbi, you could have taped it. Are you kidding me? You know how many people on the way to shul know I'm a Yankee fan and say, hey, great game, Rabbi! What am I going to do? Watch the videotape when I already know the score? Boring. Yeah, many times. I didn't see the game. You know how many times I hear that people tell me that at their Shabbos table, the Laker game is on in the background. What? The Dodger game is in the background. What? This is Shabbos. Yeah, it's a game. But I have to do Shabbat. Do you see the battle? What do you value more? My dear friends, the more you value something, the more you choose that. Being controlled by emotions or intellect is really the difference between an animal and a human. Animals are controlled primarily by the natural instincts of how they feel, whereas human beings make logical decisions to override their natural desires and instincts. Right now, I feel angry. I'm upset. I'm going to scream. I'm going to go. It makes me feel good that I get it off my chest and I was told I'm allowed to. But if you actually started thinking how you look, how you're acting, your feelings aren't important anymore. And you say, whoa, did I look ugly? Notice it's all intellect. It's not feeling. And then you start thinking to yourself, how can I change my actions? How can I hold my emotions in place? The more you work on yourself, the better the human being you will be. This is therapy, straight up. How much more so as a Jew? Why is it that as a man, every day I can't put on the tefillin? I have no time, but I have 20 minutes to look through Instagram. Work on yourself. How many women, they know what time to light the Shabbos candles, but they decide, I'm going to watch a show. I'm going to go for a walk. There's a sale. I'll come home late. but you can educate your whole family by making Shabbos that this is what it means to be Jewish. So if you really, really wanted to change, it has to start from here. The more you think it through, the more you value it, everything about you can change. And one of the biggest proofs of this is that when I moved up here to Chabad Bel Air, I hardly had a million. Now we have people that come every Shabbos. But the Jews, many of them that come on a Shabbos, they don't observe Shabbos. They drive. But they hear Torah. They hear teaching. They go, wow. All of a sudden, slowly, they start changing. They said, you know what? I never thought I'd ever go to a kosher restaurant. Let me try one. Why not? All of a sudden, they put a mezuzah on the door. All of a sudden, the woman starts lighting Shabbos candles on time. The man finds time to put on the film. Why? Because with intellect, you're able to connect to God intellectually and say, wow, this makes so much sense. So why am I not doing it? Hey, animal, shh, shh, shh. I'm talking now. And you can change who you are. The beauty of being a human being is we don't have to be the way we were 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago, the way you were, you can be 5 minutes. You can choose now. Humbleness. So this war is constantly going on. Like a game, Shabbos. Oh, I can go to the rabbi's house 2 weeks from now for dinner, but I'll go and choose. I'll tell him, whatever. I got tickets to the Phantom Opera. The rabbi will understand. This battle is constantly inside our head all the time. Have you noticed that? And if you didn't have this battle, you wouldn't be human. Because human is, I got both voices inside me. We are now just understanding, A, the battle, and B, how to overcome the battle. Holiness can only begin where the ego ends. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm a big egomaniac. I'm not saying any one of you are a big egomaniac. What I am saying to you is that I want to do this is your ego. I want to go to the Phantom Opera. I want to have the Laker game in the background. The moment you give up the I want, it's easier to allow another want in. So, but Rabbi, if you say, I want Shabbos and I want no Laker game, isn't that also an I want? You mean, Rabbi, we're going to learn how to harness the animal and transform it, that the wants of I want could be for holiness? Yes! How, Rab? We'll get to that in the next class. Thank you all for coming. God bless you all.